Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil. If she doesn't scare ya, no evil thing will. Yes, folks, welcome to the Final Cut. So glad you could join us today. I appreciate you visiting our little sliver of the internet as we take a look at Cruella. Yes, brought to us by the director of the Fright Night remake and I, Tonya, Craig Gillespie, giving us this story of Cruella slash Stella. Yes, that's right. It is the origin story to one of the most classic villains in Disney. You know, the one that wanted to skin puppies. Well, we get her origin story here. We find out the childhood trauma which she suffered, the wrong crowd that she ends up hooking up with, being on her own, and how it all leads to revenge as she gets a chance to exercise her genius in the designing of clothing, while also discovering some dark secrets about that tragedy that she suffered when she was young. And that's kind of the idea. I'm trying not to spoil too much for you, unlike some sites like Collider who will. You know, I dug Cruella quite a bit, mostly because of the performances of both Emma Stone and Emma Thompson in this film. The rest of the cast do well, don't get me wrong. We've got Joel Fry in here as Jasper and Paul Walter Hauser as Horace. They were well cast. I loved these characters quite a bit. They were a great kind of trying to ground the Cruella character and, you know, handle the Stella character as well. I enjoyed these characters quite a bit and gave you a bit of more understanding of them once we saw them in, you know, if you continued this into the animated film, it explains their, you know, their behavior a little bit more. We also have in here Mark Strong showing up as John the Valet. Really enjoyed his character and what they did with him as well, but I always enjoy seeing Mark Strong on screen. And Kirby Howell Baptiste playing Anita Darling. Yes, Anita Darling is even in this film as a fashion reporter, and enjoyed that performance and what she brought to the character. But really, the two Emmas just steal the show whenever they're on screen, and especially when these two are together. Emma Thompson playing the Baroness, bringing that savagery and just coldness and just, oh man, chills. You know, whenever she was playing this character, the way she delivered her lines and everything, she was just, I just loved that character. And then Emma Stone nailing the Cruella character quite a bit. That duality between Stella and Cruella, her fighting the dark side and having that dark side starting to take over just because, you know, it felt good. Plus, it gave her the strength she needed to stand up to the Baroness and do various wild things. Yeah, she plays that to a T. And everybody says, oh, it reminds you of the Joker. I would say this is more of a performance that reminded me of Michelle Pfeiffer in Catwoman, more so than the Joker, in all honesty. As far as how this character struggles with this duality, you know, I love the fashions that Cruella designed. You could see those in real life. They were wild and fascinating and just visually stunning. Speaking of visuals, cinematography in this film was fantastic. I loved the cinematography, and the special effects, when we do get them in here, looked really good too. They blended very well in here. You know, overall, I think Cruella is a solid film. Now, whether or not it gives you some sympathy for a dog skinning villain, well, I'm starting to think they're going to take this in another direction, especially kind of how this ends. While that's what that villain is known for, this felt more like a reimagining of the Cruella character and possibly taking her in a slightly different direction. Overall, though, I think it's worth it just for the two Emmas, seeing them on screen and that cinematography. I enjoyed the music in here as well. There's a great mixture of score as well as period piece songs in here, so it's got a great soundtrack. I will say it may have gone just a little bit long. It probably didn't need to go quite as long, and there were a few choices that they set up in here that were just like, well, you know, really, do we have to go that way? But not too many of those moments. And you know, Disney does something in here that they've done in many movies that kind of frustrated me a little. But overall, I give Cruella 4 stubs. I think it's worth your time to see on the big screen, especially for that cinematography and for the performances of all involved. And even the story, even though it does involve the puppy killing villain, at least that's what we knew her as. Whether or not they go in that direction, well, it remains to be seen. So if you've seen Cruella, please leave your comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget, July 9th, 7th Central Standard Time, our AMA, celebrating our 15th anniversary here on the YouTube. We're going to do some commentary and some videos we've posted and taking your questions about just about anything. I'm very excited. I hope you join us for that. Please subscribe if you haven't already so we can hit our 2,000 subscriber goal by July 9th. I thank you for watching, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.